Right now, I'm going to create another Maven project using Eclipse to create Hibernate application with layered architecture. This is the objective. Okay, so just a new, instead of Java project, we need to choose a project where you choose Maven project. After you have been to Maven project, the first screen, you need not to do anything, you need not to touch anything here. Just go to the next screen. In the next screen, you choose Maven Archetype Quick Start. Actually, it is showing 1.1 version to me. Maybe it is different for you based on the version of Eclipse you are using. So for me, it is Maven 1.1. Maybe Maven 3. I think it is M3 for you. I think I don't. But that can be anything. You need not to mind about it. And again, you need not to change anywhere here. Just only you choose Maven Archetype Quick Start. That too from org.apache.maven.archetypes group. Okay. Then next. The next screen, you need to give few Maven coordinates to this project. Here, anything you can give anywhere. But if you given some appropriate things, further it will be easy for you to recognize, identify. The first thing is group ID. Group means a company may develop applications for different clients, different natures of businesses. So what business, what kind of a business you are giving this project? That is I have given here com.rebel. Usually that will be in the reverse order of the company domain. And then artifact ID. Here this artifact ID is the name of the project that appears in the package explorer or project explorer. With what name it should appear in the project explorer. So that is artifact ID. Earlier I have created Hibernate Demo _01, right? Now this time I'll create Hibernate _Demo _01. Already I have given. This time 02 I will give. And then the package, I don't want to have the project name in the package name, so that I have removed it. And then finish. So this one already you have created earlier, so it will not take much time to download the architecture of the whole project. Immediately as soon as you create the project, it will be downloaded. It will be referenced from M2 folder and the project will be created here. You see here Maven, this is developer one, this is the second one, Maven dependencies, and src main Java, src test Java, means your project is with you. Now in the pom.xml file, you need to add the dependencies. This is one dependency. After this one dependency has completed, you need to add couple of dependencies that are required for our current project, Hibernate dependencies. These Hibernate dependencies you can take from the previous project to maintain the same version, because if you have chosen a different version, those dependencies, those jar files need to be downloaded once again. Instead of that, if I have chosen the previous POM file entries, POM file dependency entries, so it will reduce the dependency on the internet. So I am choosing the previous project, go to pom.xml, and I am choosing these two. Otherwise, if you can remember the version numbers 5.6.3 and 8.0.29, you can go to the browser of your choice. Here MVN repository, here you search for Hibernate core relocation 5.6.3, the one which I have chosen earlier. Just you click there, 5.6.3 the version number, and it opens to the specific version you have chosen. Here this is the Maven dependency entry. Just once you click here, that's all. Automatically the box content will be selected and copied. Control C you need not to press, already copied. So here copied to clipboard. Then you go to your browser, your Eclipse, paste it in the current projects, Hibernate Demo 2/pom.xml. In the already existing dependency, this is either before or next to that dependency you paste. One dependency I have pasted. After that another dependency, that is MySQL dependency. Again go there, go to MVN repo, MySQL connector. So go to MySQL connector J. Here you choose any of the version 8.0.30. Once click, copied, Then again come back to your Eclipse and paste. So after pasting, see here this dependency entry is this alignment is not exactly properly done. So Control Shift F, format, reformat the code. So save it. Once you have saved, what will happen? All the necessary dependencies are you can find in the Maven dependencies. Automatically this has been updated. Okay, now dependencies are done. The next step you need to do is the configuration. Two configuration files we need to create. One is Hibernate cfg.xml, Hibernate configuration. The other one is entity mapping, business entities mapping. Okay, so for that what we can do, there is no specific order in exactly this way, this order we need to do. So any order we can follow. So what I am thinking to do is I'll create a class, a business entity class I want to create. That is maybe student. In which package? com.rebel.model is a package name. So com.rebel.model, the entity name is student. Then finish. What all members it is going to have? Int, id, string, name, string, email. id, name, email. Now since it is a bean, we need to give all constructors, setters, getters and toString, these methods. Okay, even these methods you need not to write manually. Just right click, source, you get this. In my computer, Alt Shift S pops up the source menu. Alt Shift S. Okay, right. Constructor from superclass, no arg constructor. This is, and then constructor using fields. Ensure all fields are selected, and then generate. Again, go to generate setters getters, select all, and ensure every member variable is been selected. Then click on generate button. Then again go to generate toString, ensure all fields are selected. Then generate. Yeah, finished. You can observe here in the outline view, these are 3 member variables and these are all the methods and constructors. Okay, right. This is unsaved so far, so that press Ctrl S, so it will be saved. Okay, now this is the step to create our 2 configuration files. Okay, why I have created this model first? Because one of the configuration file needs this class name with the package name. So that if I have created this class already, by the time of creating that configuration file, I can refer this file. Right. Now, what configuration files I have to create? 2 XML files there. One is Hibernate cfg.xml, the other one is entity hbm.xml. Right. Entity means student, so student.hbm.xml. Right. Now, where I have to create those XML files? In src main Java. Just once you right click on src main Java, choose new, go to other, and here XML. Otherwise, if you cannot find XML, if you cannot see XML anywhere, in the search bar you type XML. In the search bar you type XML, then you can observe all XMLs only visible there. There you can find XML file. Then next, what is the XML file you want? Hibernate.cfg.xml and hit finish. You need not to go to the next screen, directly you can finish this. This is the XML file. Now, this is the exact step where everyone is getting struggled. So, need not to struggle. Already I have distributed you the PDF file where all the configuration is there. Otherwise, so many alternatives are there here. You can copy hibernate.cfg.xml if you have Hibernate software downloaded, or if you don't have any Hibernate software downloaded, then you can go for the Hibernate manufacturer given documentation, but little bit older version you choose, maybe Hibernate 3 or Hibernate 4, older version, user guide. Okay, so how do you do it? Hibernate 4 user guide. Documentation Hibernate 4.3. If the Hibernate cfg.xml file is visible here, that is fine. Otherwise, we'll see. Oh, this is documentation. I'm searching for user guide, developer guide. Okay. Right, this is developer guide. So you search for Hibernate -configuration. Okay, you can find this beautiful file here. You can copy this, including with the XML. Okay, Control C, but make sure from where you are copying, from the web page. So it is not at all a good practice nor recommended to copy paste directly from the web page to your Eclipse. Better you copy into a plain text editor like Notepad or Sublime Text, or in MacBook TextMate is a software. So any of these tools you use to as intermediate. So I've copied here, and then I choose Sublime Text. I'm opening an empty file in the Sublime Text, pasted here. Now again you copy this. Copy from where? Sublime. Don't directly copy from web browser to Eclipse. The reason is, in order to format the content there exactly in the web page, the web page author may write some invisible characters, maybe NBSP instead of angular bracket less than symbol, ampersand LT semicolon, ampersand GT semicolon, these kind of characters they may use. So if they came into your Eclipse, further it becomes very tough for you to manage it. So copy this and go to your Eclipse, paste here. Even I have copied this from Hibernate. Right, finished. Now I got the complete template, but this complete template is not required. We can remove few things from here, and we need to modify few things. And here you can find Hibernate configuration. This is XSD or XML namespace specification. If this XML namespace XMLNS specs are perfect, we'll go ahead. Otherwise, instead of using XML namespace, we will switch to DTD specification. DTD means document type definition. XMLNS means XML namespace. You can use either of the things. So session factory. Yeah, since the example in Hibernate material, Hibernate user guide has given with the H2 database. They used H2 related all the credentials, but we are using MySQL, so that we need to update all of them. So driver class com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver, and the URL jdbc://localhost:3306/ what is the database we have created yesterday? Rebel. Okay, and then username, root, and also password root. Let the connection pool size 1, but the dialect, again dialect plays a critical role. If you did not properly configure this dialect, what is the error message you get? Something SQL grammar, invalid SQL grammar exception, or wrong SQL grammar exception, that kind of an error message you can find in the console while you execute the program. Right, here this dialect, from where you can find this dialect, from where you can retrieve the dialect name. Actually I can type here the dialect name, MySQL 8 dialect, but how do you know it? So I am removing this whole thing and go to Maven dependencies. You have Maven dependencies, Hibernate core is there. You expand this Hibernate core, so you can find arg.hibernate based all packages. You slowly scroll down to find arg.hibernate.dialect. See, arg.hibernate.dialect this is. Again expand this. Then you can find all databases. See here, Derby, means it is supporting Derby database. And then DB2 means Hibernate supports DB2 database. Here it is showing HANA means Hibernate supports to SAP HANA database. So Oracle dialect, Oracle 9 dialect, Oracle 9 it is supporting. Like that, you can find all database related dialects here. So you search for MySQL, MariaDB, MySQL, which version of MySQL you are using? MySQL 8. So you choose MySQL 8 dialect. Okay, right click this, copy qualified name. What to copy? Qualified name. Okay, copy it and come here, paste. So you get r.hibernate.dialect.mysql 8 dialect, which I have typed earlier, and make sure this dot class should not be there. If it is there again, it causes another problem. Alright. Then context, current session is context based, thread based context, that is not required for us. And this cache, we are not going to use any cache as of now. So cache you can remove. These two lines. And then echo all executed SQL commands to std out. You want to display all SQL commands executed, given by Hibernate on the console during the execution. Yes, I want to display. So true. Then you want to recreate the tables if they are existing. If so, you put create. Otherwise, you put update. Okay, and mapping resource. This mapping resource we need to give the XML, HVM, Hibernate mapping.xml file. Either mapping resource should be there or mapping class should be there. Either mapping resource or class. In the yesterday's program, we saw mapping resource. Now let's try to go with mapping class. If you want to use mapping class, the Hibernate mapping you have given in the class, its meaning is, hey Hibernate, I have given the mapping configuration in the class. You go and search in this class. Which class? This class. Okay, so what all annotations required? Make sure these annotations you are searching, you are giving from javax.persistency API in maximum possible cases. So what all annotations you need to give? Above the class, you need to give entity. This you don't give manually, you don't type manually. Let the Eclipse to bring and autofill the entity, the name. Okay, press Control space here. And entity is there in different places. One is from Hibernate and the other one is from persistency, javax.persistency. As already I have mentioned, you choose it from persistency, javax.persistency. Got it. And then this is the primary key. ID is the primary key field. What all we mentioned there in the XML file? ID, first the entity, then ID, and then properties. So this is @ID. Again, ID is there in multiple places. You go with the not multiple places, only single place. javax.persistency. Then another annotation requires there what kind of approach the ID value to generate generated value. Again, don't type completely, you press Control space. Okay, generated value, generated type, generated value again. Here generated value after the brackets, strategy. Within the brackets, again, wherever a pop-up you saw here, there you need to understand that I am pressing Control space. When you are exercising by looking this video also, you follow the same pattern. Strategy equals to, again Control space. Auto or identity, usually we choose either auto or identity. I am choosing identity, means I will give the value for this primary key. You take whatever I have given. Instead of that, if I have chosen auto, I don't give value to the primary key field. You choose automatically. Whenever, one small point you need to remember, whenever it is auto, you should provide another constructor in the entity class without the ID value. Because the client will create entity object, instance of an entity, without giving the primary key, because he don't have primary key. So he is depending on the primary key value given by the Hibernate. So you should allow him to create an object without even giving the ID. So identity I am going to choose. Finished. Now what is this full class name? com.rebel.model.student. Yeah. This is not mapping resource, instead of it is mapping class. Oh, mapping class equals to com.rebel.model.student. Okay, mapping class. Done. Yeah, so far everything is done, right, everything is perfect. Now I wanted to check, I wanted to test whether this is perfectly working or not. Okay, so how can I do it? In the application, you take the session factory, how we have done earlier in the yesterday session, or the PDF file which I have shared. Okay, so I will choose from the previous project. Yeah, which are lines I have to choose? Only these 3 lines. Also, okay, session also. Here, see, if this is continuous right side, right to right, if you are writing the code, that will be very inconvenient for reading, so that I am splitting it into multiple lines like this, which improves the readability. Actually, this is Java 8 style of formatting. Okay, I got session. Now I want to read all the student data existing. Okay. Later on I will comment out this whole thing, because I am going with the layered architecture. Right. Query object you need to create. Query javax.consistency.query. Query equal to session dot create query. Create query, which takes a string as argument. This is HQL string, Hibernate query language string you have to do. Select star will not be there. Directly it starts with from. Here, yesterday people struggled a lot with the name, what you have to do. Student, directly they have given like this, but this is not student. Yes, uppercase. The class name, the entity class name you have to give. What you have to give? Entity class name you have to give. Right? And then query dot get or find. Yeah, yesterday we have done here also a method which is returning list, which is returning a collection. That method you need to call here. That is get all results or get all records. Yeah, get result list. This is get result list. Okay, so get result list. This will return a list. Actually, it is returning legacy list, that's all. But I don't want that list as it is. I want that list of student. I want list of student. Okay, so the student also don't type completely manually. You type partially and press Control space, and you choose from the suggestions so that the appropriate import statement will be generated at the top of this class. Okay, student, students equals to. Still it is showing error message because the right side, oh, not showing any error, then it is fine. Actually, I have expected some error because the right side stuff is returning just list, not student list. But here it is list of students it is returning, so the typecasting is not required. Now, for I am using the enhanced for loop introduced in Java 5. Student, single student obtained from students. Sysout student. So if this is working fine, we can go ahead with this Hibernate cfg.xml XML namespace configuration. Otherwise, we need to switch over to the DTD. Okay, we'll check it out. Yeah, it is throwing some errors. Unable to perform unmarshalling at line 5, I think it is. Line 6, resources, Hibernate cfg.xml. The same error. The same error we got. 6th line and column 63. 6th line 63. Don't know what is the exact error here, but every time it is showing same error. No. So we'll go back. We'll remove this configuration, XML namespace configuration, and we'll go with the doc type declaration. So for that doc type declaration, while yesterday we were debugging, I have given a solution here. Let's search in the documentation if they are giving or anything. Doc type. Yeah, doc type we cannot find anywhere in the Hibernate manufacturer given documentation. That is there. Hibernate.cfg.xml with the DTD. If you search, you can find it in tutorials point website. Go down and take just this doc type alone. Don't take everything here. Just you copy only the doc type portion and you paste it in the browser. Now go and run your project in application. Now it is running perfectly. Means all my configurations are perfect. So I can remove this whole stuff from here. But where I have to put? Oh, actually this program you are not supposed to live like this, because this causes infinitely running your program, because you are not closing the session factory. So session dot close, session factory dot close. These things are mandatory. Okay, right now everything is fine. Right, see here, cleaning up the pool. Earlier you could not see the cleaning up message. Okay, right. Okay, so I think